Next, we will do the simulation with Lumerical FDTD for the band waveguide. So as you can see here, this is a simple S-band waveguide. So this is our FDTD region, simulation region. This is one of the results, as you can see here, how the light propagates through the S-band. And we will discuss about the S parameter and how much the TE to TE transmission or TE to TM transmission for the different wavelengths. I will show you how we can extract these S parameter curves with Lumerical FDTD. So let's go to the Lumerical FDTD. So I don't want to create this waveguide like I designed before to save the time, but I will show you how we can like create a S-band. So just easily you can insert like a ring shape, and if you click on the ring shape and select edit object, like I want to create a theta from 90 to 180. So as you see here, we have like this part of band, and if I duplicate this one and select edit object and select 270 to 360 and click OK, so you can see that how we can generate a S-band that I discussed here. So let's remove and delete this one, and let's delete. So we have 4 parts for the S-band. This is our input. So this is our output, S-band 1 and S-band 2. So all of these waveguides, the material of all of these waveguides are silicon. So as you see here, this material is silicon. The S-band material is silicon, and this one also is silicon. About the substrate, so our substrate is SiO2 or 1.45. So let's insert a simulation solver. So I select add FDTD region. So it's very big. So let's I decrease the size of the simulation region. So I select a zoom fit to make sure. Okay. We can also like, yes. So I think maybe it's good to add some margin here. I believe it's okay. So we can check our simulation again after running the initial simulation. So yes, I believe it's good. So let's look at the parameters of FDTD. So if I select the FDTD and select edit object, so the geometry, mesh setting, the boundary condition should be PML. So I think everything is fine. And we can move up the FDTD on the top. So then we can insert like add port. So if I add a port, so if I select on port, like edit object, so our source port is port 1, mode 1, and if I increase the monitor frequency points to 21 is better. So we can check the global setting. So the start wavelength 1.5, stop wavelength 1.6. It's good. And let's select the port 1. In the port 1, I select edit object. Then, so maybe on the geometry, it's like Y span is 1. For Z span also 1. I think it's good. So we can, yes, we can change the position by dragging the port. I mean, you can select the ports and change the position by mouse. So edit object. On the modal property, so we select x-axis, so direction is forward. Just for the mode selection, I change to the user select and select modes. For the modes, I calculate the modes. Then I select these two modes and just select modes and click apply and OK. So I can duplicate this port and rename it as port 2, port 2. And we can move the port 2 to like here. And also we can like decrease the, yeah. Let's port 2 FDTD, like we can decrease the x-axis by this part. So for the port 2, we can select edit object and go to the modal property. So we need to select the direction to backward. And then we can select mode and calculate modes. Again, we can select these two modes for the port 2, then apply OK. So we can check ports again, edit object. So our source port is port 1 and mode 1. Okay, so it seems everything is fine. So let's do the simulation. And also we can see the, like if we go to the viewport, so you can see there is an option, it's named 3D model. So if I select the 3D model, you can see it's very nice shape. And so you can rotate the structure. You can see the XY direction, YZ direction, XZ direction, and YZ direction, okay? And this is a 3D. So let's go back to 3D Classic. And also we want to add some monitors. Like we can add the monitors, like we select this one, frequency, domain, field, and power. So for the monitor also, I just change the position of monitor by dragging the mouse. It's very easy. So okay, so it seems it's fine. We can change the position also to monitor to the like middle of the waveguide. Now everything is fine and we can run the simulation. So let's run the simulation. So we defined the S-band waveguide. We learned how we can define a FDTD simulation region and how we can add the ports, like as you can see here. This is our ports. So let's go to see the results. So if I select monitors, and if I select E, and then visualize, new visualize, you can see a very nice shape. That's how the light propagates through the like S-bands. If I select EX, you can see that the mode distribution, EX, EY. So this is EY, okay? So we can see how the mode propagates through the like waveguide. So, and also let's go to the to see the S parameters. So for the S parameters, if I go to the optimization as sweep, if I select S parameter matrix sweep, and then right click on S parameter and select edit, and the edit and the S matrix setup, if I select S matrix setup. So we can see we have S1, S2, S3, S4. So S1 is port 1, S2 is port 1, mode 1, S2 is port 1, mode 2, S3 is port 2, mode 1, S4 is port 2, mode 4. So mode 2. So let's go to the export setup. So I want to select a custom define. I rename the mode 1 to TE, mode 2 to TM, mode 1 TE, mode 1 TM. So if we want to extract this S-band to the circuit level, so we need to define the port location. For this case, port 1 is on the left side and port 2 on the right side. So select OK, then I select run. So I speed up the simulation. So the simulation is finished. So if I select the S parameters, and if we go to the visualize and see the S matrix, and so select the absolute value of S matrix. So we are interested to see the TE to TE, I mean, T at the input and T at the output. It means that S31 and TE to TM, so S41. So if you look at this, S31 is the maximum value, and the maximum value is 0.938. So this is a S matrix. Also, S13 also is same as around S31. So as you see here, also there is a very like low transmission from the TE to TM, as you see here, like S41. So let's look at the results. So if I go to the visualization, visualize, and then select S parameter. In the S parameter, like let's remove, if I select S31 and duplicate this one, and also select S41, then change this to absolute value and 41 to the absolute value. You can see that also if we change the color from blue to like to green, you can see that the blue one is TE to TE and the green one is TE to TM. So, and also we can change the x-axis lambda to micrometer. So easily you can see the TE to TE, the transmission value is around 0.9502. So, and yeah, that's the result for the S parameters.